Now, when they go back home, that's one of the daughter of one of my patients said, the problem is that when they go home, they are surrounded by all that negativity of the friends and relatives that don't understand, and that's why they get confused. Okay, we got another break coming up, and then we're going to go for whatever else you have to ask, okay?
Okay, just had one more question, that's all. Let's see, the last question that I had here was, what are your recommendations about chemotherapy?
Okay. Now, apparently, in some state, for the medical member of the medical establishment, it is illegal to say anything against chemotherapy, and I think that is really should be illegal to say that. Now, I want to clarify. Yeah, in some state, apparently, a doctor cannot say anything against chemotherapy.
I mean, they literally get a criminal charge.
Apparently, and have their license revoked and everything. But that has to do with the authority that the particular state gives to the medical board. That has nothing to do with federal laws, has nothing to do with FDA, has to do with the particular state. And there are a lot of states that are that restrictive. And to me, that's illegal because it's violating the rights of the public. It's violating their freedom. Why shouldn't they tell you? They should tell you the whole truth about what you're about to get. No, that a doctor cannot tell you the full truth about chemo. That's an absolute violation of a right. That right there should be illegal. But apparently in some states, and as I understand, one of the states is California. I don't know. I know another one is probably Arkansas, but I know that's what they say. But, however, I am not an MD. And I still stick to the freedom of speech principle that everybody that insulting me is throwing in my face. So I have freedom of telling what I want about you, which is not correct.
Freedom ain't witchcraft, is
it? No. Okay. Freedom is to be a basic. Well, the Bill of the Declaration of Independence said that it's a basic human right. So it's in our Constitution, so we should have freedom. And that should include the health care. Why not? You should know exactly what you're getting if you make a certain choice, and that's what we tell the patient. The other thing we tell them is what you want to choose is entirely up to you. But once you have made a choice, you have to stick to it. And chemo is not, the medical term is synergistic, but it's not something that is compatible with our treatment. It is not. The two things cannot be combined. They are not helping one another. They are opposite. In my opinion, chemo is always a problem, but certainly after our treatment, chemo is the last thing you should do. And that's why I tell the patient, be very careful of what you do, because your tumor is already dead. You have chemo, you're only going to kill your healthy tissue. So your life is even more in danger than it would be if you had chemo without our treatment. Your life is always in danger when you're having chemo. But after our treatment, it's even worse. So you cannot do that if you want to live, or you want to maintain a reasonable level of health. The two cannot be combined. That's the truth, and we tell the patient. They cannot be combined. It's just like you cannot, after a treatment, you cannot have radiation, because the radiation is not going to do anything to dead tissue, but it sure is going to damage healthy tissue. And all you're doing is something that passes through the dead tissue and damages the healthy one. That's why patients that have radiation after our treatment, they can end up with lung cancer. You can always end up with lung cancer if you have your breast irradiated, but using ionizing radiation. But if you already have had our treatment, that's even worse. You cannot do it.
Wow.
The two things are contradictory. So
like baking soda and vinegar.
Something of that sort. It's just the two things are opposite. You cannot use them both. They cannot be combined. But as you know, the medical establishment, what it says is, chemo is always good because you have floater cells, so we can take the floater cells and damage them. Okay, let me clarify something. If your immune system is in good condition, has not been damaged by treatment, your immune system can attack floater cells. And it always does, because we all have malfunctioning cancer cells in our body, but our immune system can destroy them. The problem is that if you take drugs that cause problems, you have the excessive amount of radiation or something, you can produce too many malfunctioning cells, and the immune system might not kill them all. If it doesn't kill them all, the ones that survive are going to develop into a lump, a cancerous growth. But only the floater, they can be taken care of by an immune system in good condition. But if you take chemo, your immune system is shot, and then you cannot take care of the floater. So you're giving chemo to take care of the floater, and you give him something that will stop the immune system from taking care of the floater. The whole thing doesn't make any sense at all.
Wow.
It's only dictated by the financial side of chemo, just like a British Petroleum type of thing. Same thing. No difference.
Yeah. Okay, well, like I said, this covers it for what I had to ask you today, and I do apologize again because, like I said, didn't mean to take up this much of your time. But
no problem.
Oh, well, I guess I'm going to let you go for now, and hopefully we won't end up finding ourselves in a situation where we got the fox guarding the hen house, if you know what I mean. Anyway.
Well, I don't know that Oklahoma has that kind of law, so I don't think in Oklahoma a physician cannot say you shouldn't have chemo. The AMA, I'm sure it does, but not the others. Anyway, but thank you, because this question needed to be answered in the proper context, and so I'm glad to cover them. Okay?
So you ain't mad at me then? You ain't mad at me for asking?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely not. We needed to answer these questions.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, hey, I appreciate your giving me your time and talking to me today, and I'll let you go so you can finish up your show. Okay.
Okay.
All right. You have a good day here.
You too. Bye.
All right. We'll see you.
Up your bow and play your fiddle hard, 'cause hell's broke loose in Georgia and the devil deals the cards. And if you win, you get this shiny fiddle made of gold. But if you lose, the devil gets your soul.
I am glad that Arnie presented all the questions that were floating out there, and they needed to be answered, but in the proper setup.
I told you, my fraternal brethren out there is keeping tabs on you, making sure you ain't getting out of hand. Well, they's watching. They's watching you. So, but tell me something. You told me you had tomatoes out in your garden. You ain't done it.
No, I can't grow anything. Nothing at all. I don't have any tomatoes. I don't have anything. I can't grow. I don't have a green thumb. All I can do is kill cancer.
Well,
that's all I know how to
do. There. We had a good time at the rabbit supper that I told you about. We had woven pepper. Ever heard of woven pepper?
Oh, you did? No.
Yeah, it's like Hassan pepper but made with wolf. But yeah. My brother just found out he got restless pinky syndrome too, but they got a drug for that, so that'll work out pretty good.
Oh, really?
For him. Yeah. Well, I'm sorry because I said last week I kind of stuck my neck out and said I guess the blog war is over and you won, but it wasn't over like I thought it was. I said they might just be reloading, but
probably so.
Dr. Sanjay Woven, she must have got kind of ticked off about them new videos you put up. But you know what? I seen them videos showing up on some foreign websites last night. So it looks like some folks is looking at them at least. But it's kind of funny. I seen where Dr. Sanjay she denied that she called your grandbaby a witch. But then, guess what? Then she jumps right back into the same old witchcraft accusation thing again. She says, saying that you practice witchcraft because you claim to be a Christian, but you use rebellion, mind control, and spiritual bondage on your patients.
Okay, first of all, yeah, because...
Rebellion is witchcraft.
Rebellion is witchcraft. Oh.
Yeah, because the United States of America was founded upon witchcraft. I better watch what I say. Sorry, Master Bubba. No. But you see, that means that all rebellion, all revolutions and revolts is all of the devil. Now, all these folks is using religion against you, so if you don't mind, just for a second here, I'm going to lay something kind of heavy on you, just for argument. The big man himself, Jesus, he said in John that the devil is the ruler of this world, and that's ordained by God. Now, Romans says that all political power is ordained by God. So, ain't it right then for us to resist and rebel against these powers in the name of God, truth, and justice? Think about it, Dr. Sanjay, if you're out there listening. Anyway,